Hello, hello, hello. Good, great, beautiful, blessed afternoon, not morning, afternoon. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please let me know if you see me, if you hear me on the internet. I should be on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at this particular moment. And we are streaming live. Welcome to the Happily Healed with Tenille show podcast. And I am your host, Tenille. If you never met me before, I'm Tenille. I guide people through reclaiming their identity and designing a full life after diagnosis or major life disruption. And today we have a treat. I'm so excited for you guys to meet this person. She is, so when I met her at a Lupus Foundation event at the beginning of this year. Yes, beginning of this year. And she blew me away. I have a full page of notes. She's like all of the important person, famous person, fancy, very educated person. And then on top of that, she's a loopy. So like already amazing, then extra amazing, because you know the superpower is the chronic illness, okay? And a wealth of knowledge, like get your notebooks ready. I'm not joking. Like this is such a treat. This is such an epic treat because the amount of information you get on this one call, I am positive is going to change your life. So get your notebooks and your pens as we introduce the amazing, magnificent Angela L. Williams. Oh, do I see you? Do I see you? I don't see you. Why don't I see you? Angela, no, we just had such an exciting intro. Hold on, let's try it again. Oh, and she's gone. I don't know what just happened. Hi, Anna, Texas in the house. Thank you for being here. I don't know what happened to my guest just now. She was there, and now she's not. So hopefully she comes right back. I don't want to steal her shine and tell things that she was going to sell. So I'm going to tell things that I'm going to tell. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Thank you so much. I am going to tell you guys about what we have happening this weekend. So this is the last the last Monday of March, right? So on this Saturday coming up, we have the Purple Rain in Wonderland Gala. And that, I'm going to show you a flyer for that. That tickets are still on sale for that, okay? You can still come to that. I have a discount code. It's all caps family and the number 10, and that'll get you, I think, 10% off. It's going to be amazing, not only because I'm a keynote speaker, but because the women that are going to be speaking and the event coordinators in general, like they are an amazing company. It's an amazing resource. It's an amazing foundation. Like please show up and show out for these people. They're wonderful, and I'm so excited that they asked me to speak at all. So tickets, links are in my bios everywhere. You can also hit me up if you don't see it anywhere. I will send it straight to you. Please come to the Purple Rain in Wonderland Gala. Okay. And furthermore, I don't have a flyer for it, but the next masterclass, by popular demand, because people missed the last one and they really were excited for it. Yeah, even people who registered who couldn't come. So we're going to run that back. Okay, we're going to run it back. It's going to be how to pull yourself up by your bootstraps when you're wearing hospital socks masterclass, a big sister's guide to designing your comeback and creating your life that you love. Okay. We had a really great time. I was really stunned by the way you guys showed up at the last one. It was a lot of crowd participation. It was a lot of great questions. It was, thank you so much for letting me know what you are looking for and, what we need in our community. I'm so blessed to be able to provide that in any way that I can. Okay. So please come out on April 7th. I will post the flyer by itself by tonight, by like 5 p.m. Eastern. I will have a flyer up. Oh, looks like we got our guest back. Let's see what happens. Um. Oh, there you go. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Hey, I'm
Okay.
back.
This is live, y'all. Live, live. This is not a joke. It's not it. I'm not pretending. This just happened live. So I'm so glad you're back. I had some announcements, so it's okay. I just did my announcements early. So Angela, please let us know where you're from, what you do, and who you are.
Okay, so I'm Angela Williams. I'm from the DMV. That's the Washington, D.C. area. I went to Howard University, and which I think is the best university on the planet. So I'm a little
Yay.
biased. So what can I say? Um,
Represent.
I, hey, I tell you, I also am a Ford Fellow, meaning the Ford Foundation paid for my graduate studies. I'm currently a realtor. Actually, I'm more
Uh-oh. Are we all frozen, or is it just Angela? I'm scared. Somebody tell me on the internet. Is she frozen? Am I frozen? Are we all frozen? What's going on? I cannot tell. Angela's so excited. Okay. Mm, That's I'm excited too, but I want to know, can you see me, her, us, both of us? What's happening? Ooh, you know it's gonna be good when the internet is rebuking it. Like when there's issues, she's frozen. Okay, she's coming back, I believe. Yeah, man. Don't let it stop us, guys. We're going to persevere because I know this is going to be a great episode. Like, there's so much for her to talk about
okay.
in
I'm
this.
back.
Oh, she's back. Okay, God is
Yeah,
good.
I had to turn off my Wi-Fi. It seems I'm having technical difficulties with
Okay,
Wi-Fi. So I'll
okay,
just do cellular data.
yeah,
So
okay.
it's fine.
Sorry, everyone, but this is worth it. Stay where you are. We're listening to Angela. Go.
Okay. I don't know how much you got to hear from
You're
about
from
me.
a Ford Fellow, and you were explaining what that means.
Okay, so the Ford Foundation gives out scholarships for people to do graduate studies. They usually give out about 10 to 20 a year, and that's for students who you go through this whole application process. And it's a very high honor because you have to have strong grades and good character to receive a Ford Fellowship. Also, too, as I mentioned to you, I don't know if you heard this or not, but I'm a real estate strategist. I help people buy and sell real estate, whether you're a first-time home buyer, an investor, or someone who just thinks of real estate as monopoly, trying to collect as many properties as you want. So
Hmm.
that's kind of a little bit about me. One other thing I do want to say before I was diagnosed with lupus, I was the CFO of Godiva Chocolates, all of their retail stores, which is 285
Woo!
retail stores. So
Okay.
that was my career before lupus.
Yes. Okay. 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 Oh, so there's a before and an after lupus. Okay. Okay. I'm excited
There's
about
a
it.
before and after.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So you're living your life. You're doing this, that, and the other, and being wildly like successful. Um,
Hmm.
Godiva is a big deal. That's a household name. Everyone knows
Yep.
Godiva. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, so now, when were you diagnosed with lupus, and like, how did that come about? Like, what happened to get you there?
So we Godiva had just been sold the same day. I don't know if you guys remember this company called Lehman Brothers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They crashed. So literally on the same day that Lehman Brothers crashed, in the bottom right-hand side, there was an article that Campbell Soup sold Godiva chocolates for $850 million. That was my deal. So after that was done, in September, that following February, I was like, oh my gosh, I have a cold. I'm just not feeling well. I think it's the flu. And I was just like, I'm staying home to get myself together. And then I started having challenges in walking and just thinking and my cognitive ability. Next thing I know, one of my really good friends was in my house with the ambulance and they took me to the hospital. I had completely lost my ability to walk. My cognitive skills were, let's just say, less than stellar.
Mm,
And I spent almost 6 weeks in the hospital. Well, it was a little more than 6 weeks. It was more like 2 months. And then spent another 6 weeks in rehab, learning to walk again and starting to get my cognitive ability back.
mm,
Like I would see this thing, I would say, oh, it's something that you can write with and it's permanent.
mm-hmm.
But I couldn't tell you it was an ink pen, but I could tell you
Mm.
what it could do. But I just couldn't think of the word ink pen. And so it was things like that. Or I'd say they'd ask me, well, they'd show me a cell phone and they're like, what is this? I was like, it's this thing you can use to talk to people. But I
Wow.
couldn't call the word cell phone. And I just couldn't connect certain things, and my 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 thought process was just not the way it used to be. I went from having I scored, at the time the highest score you could get on the SAT was 1600. I
Mm.
had gotten a score of 14, which was pretty good at the over
Yeah.
14. And then based on my cognitive level, at my worst case, I was probably considered maybe a ninth grader. So I went from super high to just, less than average. And let's be real, you can't deal with 285 stores if your cognitive ability is not there. But before that, as I mentioned to you before, the company was sold, and we were talking. I had been talking about the cool thing or the bad thing, whichever way you look at it, is when you're running a company and you are in the numbers, they don't want you to work anywhere else. They want to keep your
Mm-hmm.
brain there. And so I had to um, s- say that I wasn't going to work anywhere. And it worked out to my advantage that I wasn't going to work anywhere. They paid me enough money so that I could retire. I'm using air quotes.
Yeah.
Um, Retire and be financially okay.
Right.
I
So
can't
that's
live
a
like a rock
blessing.
star. I will not
Yeah.
be Beyonce right now,
No
but
Beyonce, but to live. Okay. So
yep, but to live.
that's a blessing. Except, okay. So you're working and everything's normal, and then all of this drama is happening with your company, and then you get what you think is like a flu,
Hmm.
and then there's a stark decline in your cognitive ability, and you noticed it, or somebody else was like, something's going on with you.
I my good friend Kim noticed it more so than I noticed it. I really felt it and really noticed it when Kim was at my house with the ambulance taking me to the hospital.
That's when you
Like
noticed, girl.
see, when you have the flu, let's be real. When you have the flu, you're just like, oh my God, I'm so tired. All
Right.
I want to do is sleep. And you're not like everybody who has lupus has experienced that initial phase of you having your lupus flare. And that was
Mm-hmm.
in the midst of a lupus flare. I had never had a lupus flare before. I
Right.
didn't know what lupus was. It took
Oh,
them I had no clue. It took
that's
it took
wild.
my doctors a month to figure out that I had lupus. I had
Yeah.
Thank goodness I had good insurance. Woo, let me tell you.
Amen. No, it's the
And
best like series of events that happened in your case, because you could have had a job that did not care about you and wasn't going to pay you to
mhm,
be out, or like value
mhm,
you enough to be like, oh, don't work for anybody else, even until your brain works. And when it works, we know how it works, how well it works.
mhm.
Um, you could have had no insurance, like all of the things that worked all in your favor, as horrifying as it probably was. Like, that is a crazy story. Like,
Mhm.
wow. So you get diagnosed, you go through the initial diagnosis, it takes a month, and you never heard of lupus before. So you get diagnosed. What are your thoughts at that time? Like, how did you deal?
Okay. My first thought was, what the is this? So fill in whatever blank word you want to put in there, but
Right.
just
And
what is
live of your
this?
choice. Mhm.
And then, it was kind of interesting. My doctors, they didn't know what it was. I mean, because like I said, it took a month for them to figure out what I had. I had a muscle biopsy. I had, I don't know, probably like what I thought was 20 MRIs. I mean, you name the test. I mean, I think I was a pincushion for a while. They
Yes.
kept taking so much blood, or
Hmm.
they were vampires, one or the other. And it
Right.
just it took them a while to get the diagnosis. But when they got the
Mhm.
diagnosis, they didn't have as many tests as they do now to reconfirm that you have lupus. But I have to say, I was in New York City, and I had some of the best doctors.
Amen.
I was at Cedar Sinai, which is one of the best hospitals in New York City.
Hmm.
And I have to say this, the connection of your friends is invaluable. One of my good friends, she was the head of HR for Kraft
Hmm.
Foods. She knew the head of HR over at Cedar Sinai. And I
Right.
know that it was because of those connections that they kept digging deeper and harder. And I
Yeah.
also had my cousin who was fighting for me, even though she was in Atlanta. Um, but I say having your support system and having someone there to back you up or to support you, and for the medical team to know that there is someone behind you helping you, gives you
Hmm.
a leg up on someone who's just there in the hospital. So keep your friends near, get your family engaged in
Yep.
whatever your health is. Even you might not like your family, you might not love your family, but guess what? When they show up, the doctors pay attention.
They do. This is fact. I promise you,
Mhm.
I would not be alive right now if my family and my friends did not show up for me the way they showed up for me.
Mhm.
I was in the hospital for months and I had visitors every day, every
Mhm.
day. And imagine she's cognitively like somewhere else. I, God only knows, I was in Hawaii in my brain, apparently, according to what I heard I said. But if that was just us there in the hospital alone with nobody to back us up, community is the biggest thing. Community. If it can't be family, let it be your friends. Let people
Mhm.
know who are taking care of you that someone is watching and somebody cares about you. Okay, that's
Very
very,
true.
very, very important. Okay, so you had the best situation there. So let's
Mhm.
you're in the hospital, you have your first major flare, and
Mhm.
then you come out of that situation. What is
Mhm.
different about you when you come out, when you get home from the hospital and all that?
What is different is depression.
Mm.
I mean, I go from a high functioning, in your face. One of my nicknames was Barracuda because it was I took no prisoners when it came to finance.
Mm.
I like I mentioned before, I was responsible for 285 stores. I could tell
Mhm.
you the store manager of every single store, how they ranked. I mean, this is pre-lupus. After lupus, ha, I'm like, okay, let me take a look at a spreadsheet. Oh, I think this is what this says.
Oh,
So to
no.
me, that was the biggest challenge. I mean,
Mhm.
knowing where you were, knowing that you were a rock star, like every company that I ever worked for, I was a rock star. When I was at
Mhm.
GE, I got so many awards. I mean, they were like, okay, her name's going to be called again. When I
Right.
worked at Prudential, again, I won just about every award an employee could do. Like my career had identified who I was. And so
Mhm.
now I don't have that.
Right.
I
Right.
I didn't have that, and that kind of defined who I was. Think about it. When you're first introducing yourself to someone, when you're just like, "Hi, my name is blah blah blah, and I am da 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 da," and it's
Right.
usually the da 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 is what your career is, and I can't
Right.
say that anymore. It's,
Mhm.
oh, I'm Angela Williams, and that's it.
No, no.
But
Okay,
it
this is the
really
thing.
isn't. That's
Right.
it. It's
That's not
like you're
it.
so much more than that. And what I can
Mhm.
say is I am a lupus survivor.
You are a
Period.
lupus warrior. You are a lupus conqueror. Angela, don't diminish. Listen, this is the thing that people who are diagnosed, once you get diagnosed, people think this is my identity now. You do not
No.
have to identify as somebody who's fighting this battle every day, right? Like,
Mhm.
and the best thing too is that we're walking around. Look at Angela, beautiful, head to toe. Nothing could like no one would look at her and be like, "Oh, there's definitely something wrong with her. She's on the shopping block right now." Like
Mhm.
that's the great and the horrible thing about lupus is that you can walk around and look amazing and be your insides are screaming, crying. You need every transplant. You have every blood test, all that thing. It's terrifying. The thing is to learn as the time goes on to not identify as
Mhm.
that disease, as that illness, as that, you know, disruption in your life. We are so much more. Her accolades are her accolades. Her accolades are
Mhm.
her accolades. You cannot take that away from her. It does not matter if anything happened in this world. She climbed those ladders. She is that
Mhm.
barracuda to this day. It's just different now. It now
Mhm.
she's helping women to conquer finances in a way
Mhm.
that they never thought they could. Buy houses, climb
Mhm.
these mountains, financial mountains that she never knew she was called to do until now. Like she was
Mhm.
doing that part of her career before lupus for those companies to build that name, to build that confidence, etc. And now she's building other people up in a way that they never knew they could be. Like they can be another barracuda in a different industry, in a
Mhm.
different, it learning how to take care of their family in a whole different way. Still
Mhm.
doing amazing. Lupus don't stop nothing. Chronic illness don't stop nothing. Life disruption stop nothing. We're very, very, very blessed and proud to have you on the show. Okay, so now you came out. I want to say also depression is one of the
Mhm.
top killers of chronic illness. Like it's not the disease necessarily; it's the the depression from having that disease, the feeling of loss, the grieving the life that you had or were on your way to have. Okay,
Mhm.
yes, Barbie, your best is yet to come. You have way more life ahead of you than you ever had behind you, and the life behind you probably was amazing. All y'all,
Mhm.
So now you are out of the hospital, you're building back up your life. How do you think you were getting out of that depressive state? Like, what changed that made you realize, oh, I can still do this. I can still do something.
So my she's technically my second cousin, but she's kind of like my niece. She was expecting her first child. And I was like, well, I can't live in New York anymore. I can't. One of the other things that I got diagnosed is with Raynaud's, which makes your
Mm,
fingertips and your extremities get incredibly
yeah.
cold. So my doctors,
Hmm.
of course, advised get out of cold weather. So I moved to
Hmm.
Atlanta, and my niece was expecting her first child, and he is my sunshine. He is my ray
Ah,
of hope. And
ah.
it's so funny. His mom is like, "Oh my God, he is so like you." We don't know where he got this, and she calls it bouginess. And she's like,
Yeah.
and that it's just horrible. And I'm like, honey, being bougie isn't bad.
No,
I
it's
don't know who
amazing.
told you that.
Yeah.
That is not true. That means that you have standards and that you're not
Yeah.
accepting anything that's less than. And I'm like, and if you want to identify me as that, go right on ahead. I own it.
Right. Right. Bougie is
So,
not bad. Bougie, don't be mad that
no.
you have some standards, honey. That's it. That's fine. We love that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is what got me out of the depression is knowing that
So,
I had this little miniature person and I just wanted to make sure that everything was good for him.
yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there are some days where it still creeps in. Especially like I have a LinkedIn account, but I only check it every now and again because I will
Mhm.
tell you what makes me sadder. It makes me happy and sad at the same time. Is I looked at the people who I managed, and they're all senior VPs or getting promoted to CFO positions. And I'm like, I'm
Hmm.
not in that game anymore. And
Right.
that definitely, and and it's hard for me to say this, but I can't do that game. I can't play like
Right.
that anymore. It takes
Uh-huh.
a certain level, and I just don't have it within me to do it.
Hmm.
And like yesterday, I was so exhausted. I went to my garden because I'm planning a part of a community garden. And then I
Ooh.
came home. I put on some food in the crock pot. I laid down, and it was probably like, I don't know, 2 o'clock, and my alarm goes off to tell me to turn the food over in the crock pot. I did that, went back to bed, and then the alarm goes off again to turn it off. I did that, went back to bed. So there are
Right.
days when the exhaustion is just there, and you can't
Hmm.
do anything about it. You just have to. As much as I don't want to give into it, I have to because I just don't have the energy.
Right. Right. And like your life is set up in a way that those days are penciled in. Like you know that it's gonna happen
Mhm,
from time to time, and then you just become aware. Like the longer that you live with a chronic illness, the more you can kind of see these things coming and feel like, oh,
mhm,
I woke up and I have a low energy day, and it's not you're not
mhm,
lazy, you're not crazy.
mhm,
This is a real feeling. This is a real thing that's happening, and that is okay. You champions adjust, and you are a champion. Okay, there's no there's no playbook. Like go all the time is not for everyone, and that is okay.
mm-mm,
It's okay. Do not feel ashamed that this disease is present and it is making itself known. And you need to lay down. Go lay down. You need to go lay down
mhm,
and
mhm,
make sure that you rest so that you can attack the next day.
mhm,
And check yourself. Do a full
mhm,
check. Be like, am I depressed right now? Is it chronic fatigue? Is it activity? Is it something that I can do something about? Like, don't lay
mhm,
down. I'm saying lay down and adjust. Lay down and recalculate. Lay down and give yourself time
mhm,
to be able to make that comeback that you can make. Right. So,
mhm.
girl, I understand that so much that like like looking at people that you were working with and then being like, dang, like they really excelled. And I thought that's where I was going to be. But don't doubt that where I am now is where I'm meant to be. And what I'm doing
Mhm,
now is what I'm meant to be doing. And my calling is way more than a job, way more than
mhm,
a position that I thought I wanted. Um, and that's okay. Like it does mess with your head sometimes. I will never say that it doesn't cross my mind.
mhm,
Like, wow, I could have been there. That's not where I was meant to be. And it's just okay. It has to
mhm,
be okay. Because like what is the point of pining away for something? I might have not even liked it there. It might not have been amazing like I thought it would have been. So everything is in its order how it's supposed to be. So now let's get into what we do now. So I told y'all I have a full page of notes from when I saw her talk. I was in awe because you know the things that you avoid are the things that really rule your life, and finances is one of those things that are just like I'll look at it never. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna. You go play with your. Go ahead. I'm not gonna numbers. Somebody else do it. Thank you so much. But she really made it approachable in this talk. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. I didn't even think about looking into that, or I didn't even think about like me. I could get a home. That's
mhm,
crazy.
mhm,
So please. First of all, the most silly thing that I was so excited about, and I got my library card very recently, um, but I didn't know that library cards have so many things attached to it. Like you can get so much free, fun, cool stuff besides the book, even though I love books. So yes, let's talk the library cards.
Oh, everybody should have one. Guess how much it costs? Free!
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly.
Everybody should go to their local library and get a library card. Let me
Hmm.
tell you why. One, you get access to books,
Hmm.
videos. There are several. libraries where you can actually get something called a binge pass, where you know how you have to have a Netflix account to binge watch certain things. Well,
Mhm.
guess what? There are some libraries that have binge passes, which will allow you to pick 2 or 3 shows and you can just binge watch them. I know.
What? I had no idea. Listen,
Mhm,
every time I talk to you, I'm learning something new. That's crazy. Okay.
mhm,
So, yeah. Okay. I got to find out about that. I've never heard of that at
mhm.
all. I had no idea. Okay. So, binge
And
pass.
then the other thing that you can do is they have this thing called either Hoopla,
Mhm.
which is great because guess what? It's a way for you to download videos download books that are on tape. I mean, tape is aging me, but that are audible tapes so
Yeah.
that you can actually listen to the books as
Right.
opposed to reading them yourself. So that's another option for you. Then, in addition to that, one of the things I think is so cool is that if you are a member of the Fulton County Library, that they offer free passes to go to the botanical gardens, a free
Mhm.
pass to go to the zoo. Now, mind you, you have to check it out and check out the pass, and you may have to get on the wait list. But guess how much it cost?
Free. Yes. I love that. Free is the best price. So,
Yep,
I got
free.
mine the other day, and I'm in a different county. I'm in, what is it called? Newton County. So I'm outside
Mm-hmm.
of the city. But
Mm-hmm.
my library card is good in like almost all of the libraries. Like maybe a handful in the metro Atlanta area that I can't get.
Mm-hmm.
However, I still get access to a bunch of shows, all kinds of kids stuff, all kinds of museums, so a
Mm-hmm.
list of things, and you can check out one ticket every 6 months from that
Mm-hmm.
specific place. So, like, even if you can't go to that same place again for free, you can go to one other places for free until you get come back around. So, like, I haven't really explored. I've been living here a little over 2 years. Ooh, 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
oh my Lord. And I haven't really explored my town. Like, I don't really know much about. I go into Atlanta to do stuff because that's where people do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I have the library card and access to free activities, I'm gonna look. And thank you, Angela. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I tell you that library card, and here's the other thing. People don't realize that the librarian is a resource. If you
Mhm.
go and you talk to the librarian and you say, hey, can you help me figure out blah, 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 blah,
Mhm.
they have access to different resources that could potentially be helpful for you. And how much does it cost?
Free.
Free.
Yes, 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 yes. I love that. Yeah, and there's like study rooms there. There's
Hmm.
like things that you there's activities. They have like there's a language learning thing that they have that's library specific that's free. There's like all kinds of there's like a kids portion of the library that's just for them.
Hmm.
There's like a teenage portion of the library that's just for them. Um,
Hmm.
there's I saw CDs there. We're dating ourselves. Okay, I saw they have like CDs that you can rent out. I was like, okay, well, those still exist. That's nice. But the point is, I think that everyone should go out and support their library. Tell me,
Hmm.
please, if you have a library card. Tell me in the comments. You have a library card. Tell me, please, if you do, when's the last time you went to the library and what did you do? Did you get a CD, a book, or a tape, or something? What did you do? And if anybody knew all of this before, like, are we not giving you new information? Did you know that? Because I haven't been to a library, like a proper, not a school library, like a real library, since I was probably a kid. Like when I was little, we used to ride bikes to the library in Florida, but as an adult, not in a school setting, haven't been there. I am very sorry. Support your local libraries. Those resources are so important. We need all the free activities. Hello? Do you see the prices of everything? Get on it. Okay,
Hmm.
so now I wanted to talk to you about home ownership. Now, on my uh on my notes, I wonder if I wrote this down right, but you gave me a website, um,
Hmm.
and it's no down payment and closing costs, uh free counseling about the closing costs and to cut the bill 20%. What? I don't, no tax. What is
Okay,
it?
so let me go ahead and tell you about it. So there are a couple of programs that can help you be as a first-time home buyer. So one that I recommend to a lot of people is called NACA. It's NACA.com. And what it does is you go to their program that they have. They have a meeting once, at least once a month, and maybe more often than that. You sign up for their program, you go to their class. They will help you get into a house by covering your down payment and your closing costs. So, what you need to cover is the appraisal, which can be anywhere from $300 to $700, and the inspection of the home, which is anywhere from 200. Well, I haven't seen one for 200 in a while. So from 400 to up to $800 to do the inspection.
Mm.
And that's it. However, one of the caveats I have to say that people get frustrated with the program is they make you live on a budget. Let's learn this word, budget. You want to know where your money goes, because if you don't know where your money goes, it's leaving you and saying, bye, Felicia, I left you.
Mm. Yeah.
So, and that's the cool thing that I love about NACA is that it helps you gain a skill set in learning how to budget your money. It gets you
Mm.
into a home, and it doesn't matter what your credit score is.
Mm.
Hello, let me
That's
repeat
right.
that. It doesn't matter what your credit score is.
Wow. What an empowering program. That's amazing.
And
'Cause-
then also too, there are other programs depending on what county you live in that offer you down payment assistance, but may not help you with closing cost, or will help you with both closing cost and down payment assistance, but may not be able to cover the whole thing. And
Mhm.
here's the thing, anyone who tells me they can't, I always ask people, how much are you paying for rent? 9 times
Mm.
out of 10, you're paying somebody else's mortgage. Why
Right.
not pay your own mortgage? Because in your first 10 years of making your mortgage payment, between 90 and 85% of your mortgage payment is tax deductible
Ooh.
because
Okay.
it's going towards your interest. How many of you would like to get back 80% of your rent in your refund?
Me, 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 me.
That's what I'm saying. Home ownership is amazing.
Okay.
I will say this, and I bought my condo t- just over 10 years ago. The value of, and this isn't for everyone, let me make this disclaimer. Not
Mhm.
everyone gets this kind of return. But I've owned my condo for 10 years, and my condo has more than doubled. It's almost tripled in its value.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay.
And
Amazing.
guess what? I'm paying almost the same amount of mortgage as I was 10 years ago.
Wow. Okay. There we
It's
go.
only gone up a little bit, like
Mhm.
$10 a month, because that covers my mortgage includes my taxes. It's my
Okay.
property taxes. So that's the only thing that's fluctuating is my
Mhm.
property taxes. Who would not like to have the same payment for your living expenses 10 years from now, while
Right.
your salary has increased 15% or 20%, and
Mhm.
you're still paying the same amount that you paid 10 years ago?
We love that. So
Uh,
is that's Georgia specific, Atlanta specific, NACA? Is that?
NACA is throughout the US, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's
Awesome.
in major cities. So it's
Mhm.
in Philly, it's in Washington, D.C., it's in California, it's a little bit different.
Mhm.
You do have to bring money to the table in
Uh,
California.
Makes sense.
But it's not so much.
Yeah.
But it's also, I mean, it's a tool, but also too, there are other lenders that will help you do some stuff that's similar to what NACA can do.
Hmm. So I put it in the chat, guys. I will have it in the description when I post the audios of these. But go to that website, see if it can help you. Like I'm not, it's not for everybody, but there are other ones, and that could lead you down the, the right path to finding a way that
Mhm.
you could also own a home.
Yeah.
So, wow, this is a crazy, amazing podcast, and
Mhm.
um, if I do say so myself. So, Angela, we will we will bring this in for a landing. And I would love to know if somebody walked into this podcast and they didn't hear anything else. I think I'm gonna read comments too after that. But
Mhm.
if they didn't hear anything else, what is like your one big takeaway, your one big nugget that you would tell them to take with them today?
Get a library card because it's free,
Yes.
and buy a home.
Hmm.
Those are the two things that I would say I want them to walk away with. Buy
I
a
love,
home and get a library card.
I love that. I love that.
Mhm.
You heard the woman. Okay, I'm gonna scroll up a little and read some of the comments on everywhere. So
Okay.
they don't teach us in school. Let's go. Awesome, so exciting. Yes, I have a library card, but it's been way too long since I used it and I did not know these details. Love it. Yeah, Lisa, go
Mhm.
get that free stuff. There's all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
Um, no, not since moving. I will when I'm off work. Yes, Barbie, get it today. Thank you guys for being
Mhm.
here.
Mhm.
You're meant to be right here, right now. Absolutely. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. More, more than a job. You are more than a job.
Mhm.
Pacing, realistically, day to day. Yes, I know. I know you are also a chronic illness baddie, and you got to just pace yourself. Our pace
Mhm.
might be different than everyone else's pace, but we are still getting it done. Okay,
Mhm.
you are a champion warrior for sure. Um, do what you can when you can because you lead well. You get to do different things now. We all adjust. Yes, we do.
Mhm.
Bougie is an amazing thing. Absolutely. That's right, Sonia.
I love it.
And we want the best. Come on. Um, your best is yet to come. That is right. Community and friends are amazing. Advocate.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep. Very true.
Advocates can speak to your abilities when you can't express or demonstrate your baseline abilities. That's true.
Mhm.
They know you. Your advocates are so very important. Value. A support system is important. Good afternoon from Strong Island, New York. Hello, hello, hello. Both New York in the house, okay? Um, wow, you're such an overcomer live. Wow. Yeah, let me know if you guys are watching this live. I would love to know. Are you watching this live or is it the recording? Oh, YouTube, can you see us perfectly now? I'm so sorry, I missed that. Um, I do not have access to like maybe I could have reconnected to YouTube. I hope you can see us on YouTube still. Shirley says you are awesome. Okay, I think that's it on a masterclass. Yes, that's masterclass, new masterclass. We are doing Pick Yourself Up by the Bootstraps again on April 7th. April 7th at 7 p.m. I'm gonna have that registration link for you tonight. We are live. The library card is quite valuable. That is true. Go, go, go is not for you. Productivity does not equal longevity. That can be true. Your
Mhm.
information and understanding of these things that affect lupus is super important and valuable to so many communities. Thank you for your voices, champions. Thank you. Thank you for being here to listen. Grateful afternoon from New York. Absolutely. Okay, thank you guys for your comments. They were coming in real fast, so I had to go back and read through. I
Mhm.
appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the people who came at the end, and that's okay
Mhm.
because the replay will be posted everywhere. We're gonna have it. It's on Facebook immediately after, on YouTube immediately after. Instagram will be in an hour or so, and the audio only on Apple Podcast and Spotify will be up by tonight. Thank you guys so much for being out here. Thank you so much, Angela, for being here.
My
You
pleasure.
you are such a beautiful example of a powerhouse woman who is not letting lupus stop her. Like, I know that you're thinking about where you started from.
Mhm.
Let me tell you, the value that you brought to the show is insane. Like, people really need this type of information to be able to have independence in that way, to feel like they can be, a powerful businesswoman on a different level than the people who are just walking around with no sickness, nothing to hold them back. Like,
Mhm.
you're doing amazing things, and I hope you really, really see that. Okay. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Angela, for being here. Y'all have a beautiful day. Stay happily healed. Bye.